Assalamualaikum everyone. Hope so you are fine. So today we are going to start the first lecture of Park Affairs. So this is lecture number 1 and video number 1 from the platform of I'm4CSS. This is Wagarbin Jamal. So now we are going to see the syllabus. Firstly, we are going to see the syllabus of Park Affairs in competitive exams. There are 3 main portions, the main parts of your syllabus. First one is pre-partition and the post-partition and the current situation. So pre-partition से पहले आपकी जो पूरे पहले के पाकिस्तान की जो स्ट्रगल और उससे पहले जो इस्लामिक रिफॉर्म्स और उससे पहले की जो हिस्ट्री है सारी वो आ जाती है, उसमें मुगलिया दौर में भी आते हैं और उससे पहले की हिस्ट्री भी आ जाती है. लेकिन मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम जो क्वेश्चंस पूछा जाता है प्री पार्टीशन से वो 16वीं सदी से लेके मतलब बर्थ ऑफ पाकिस्तान तक, इसमें से ज़्यादा मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम इसमें से पूछा जाता है आपको प्री पार्टीशन में से जो क्वेश्चन होता है. पिछले साल 2020 में एक क्वेश्चन ही था प्री पार्टीशन से और मुजद्दिद लिफसानी के मुतालिक था और बाज़ दफ़ा 1-2 क्वेश्चन भी होते हैं, लेकिन ये जो एरिया है प्री पार्टीशन वाला ये मतलब लेस फोकस्ड है, इस पर इतना फोकस नहीं करते. ज़्यादा पोस्ट पार्टीशन और करंट सिचुएशन से ज़्यादा क्वेश्चन आते हैं. एंड सेकेंड पोर्शन इज योर पोस्ट पार्टीशन. पोस्ट पार्टीशन मीन्स फ्रॉम 1947 to till today, in which you are going to see the economy, the political situation of the country, the land of the country, the everything about our country that happens here, that happened in past. So in post partition we will be saying this. We will be saying the constitution of Pakistan, we will be saying the changings and amendments in the constitution. We will be observing the different forms of government like democracy, like dictatorship, military coup and all that in post partition. In current situation, the challenges which Pakistan is facing at current, like energy crisis, water crisis, terrorism and so on. So in current situation, if you prepare your current affair can help you here. Here our syllabus overlaps with current affair, syllabus of Pakistan affair. So this was about your syllabus. Pakistan affair is you can say Pakistan affair is an easy subject. It's not too much difficult, but remember you must have knowledge about history. You should have interest in history. Without interest in history, you can't tackle this paper because most of the portion of the paper is about history, is about past happenings. So you should know about your country. You should know that what had happened and why this had happened and who did this. So this would help you in understanding the Pakistan affair as well as other subjects like current affairs. In current affairs there is a portion that helps you like in understanding the history. So in current situation, the current issues which are going on, the current scenario of the Pakistan, the foreign policy of the Pakistan at current and all that, and the development that Pakistan has made, and the poor areas which are neglected, which were neglected in past. So you will be seeing in this portion. And now we are going to start your first lecture, and that is topic is Pakistan as an ideological state. So before understanding the ideology of Pakistan, we should understand actually what is ideology. We need to understand what is that ideology. So the first question here, what is meant by ideology? An ideology is a set of beliefs. An ideology is a set of beliefs. An ideology offers an interpretation of the past and an explanation of the present and a vision of the future. means to say you have a point of view about anything, you have interpreted in your past, and now the situation is in present, you are observing the situation, and in future you should have vision about your ideology, that by using this ideology or by the platform of this ideology you are going to what, you are going to what miracle, you are going to bring what change. So in this way ideology will help you to understand. It's a set of beliefs, means to say set of beliefs. Ideology basically set of beliefs. You as we Pakistani believes in two nation theory. We have beliefs about two nation theory. So here the second question which I have written here, how and why an ideology emerges. This is very important to understand. Everybody talks about this is ideology, this is Pakistan ideology. Nobody tells that what actually, from where ideology emerges and why it emerges. So ये बहुत समझना जरूरी है. How and why an ideology emerges. Why this question arises? Because let's see the past. We have almost 1000 years we ruled our India, we ruled our subcontinent. We mean Muslims ruled our subcontinent. Why they didn't need any ideology in past? Second, the ideology of Pakistan, or the two nation theory, which emerged in almost 19th century, in 1867, when Sir Syed Ahmad Khan talked about Muslims as a separate nation. So where were we, or where were the Muslims from, I mean to say, where were the previous Muslims, or the Muslims of the past? They didn't think about it. Why it so happened? So this is the question, that from where ideology emerges, why emerges, and how emerges. This is I am going to tell you. This is an interesting thing which will help you understanding the concept of Pakistan, the ideology of Pakistan, and about ideology emergence. Okay, so see over here, ideologies tend to arise in time of crisis and social stress. This is a fun, interesting line. Ideologies tend to arise in times of crisis and social stress. So you have answer. You have answer about, if anybody questions you that why Muslims didn't need any two nation theory or two nation concept ideology in past when they had rule, when they were ruling subcontinent. So you can say, you can tell them that ideology emerged in the time of social stress, in the time of crisis. So before the arrival of British, subcontinent was peaceful. There was no need of any type of you can say crisis. There was no thing like instigate the people of subcontinent to make such an ideology. They were ruling, they were happy, everyone was happy, because the Muslim rule in subcontinent was very peaceful. Muslims they kept the care of minorities of other religions like Hindu. So this was the reason when that peace got destroyed, that peace got devastated, and social stress got increased, then an ideology emerged. So what was that ideology and why it happened so? It was happened because of the narrow-minded or narrow eye of the British and the conspiracies that was made by Hindus. In order to contain the Muslims, in order to change the Muslims or Muslim setup, and in order to change the Muslims' identity, so they built felt pressure over the Muslims, and in that environment, Muslims thought that they should save their ideology, they should save their identity, they should work for their identity. And in this way they worked and they achieved a country where they could save their ideology, where they could practice their religion, where they could live independently. So this was the answer, that why ideology emerged and how it emerged. In subcontinent, the atrocities, the adversities which Muslims had to bear after 1857 in the War of Independence, this type of cruelty led Muslims toward two-nation theory. And at that occasion, when Congress, when Hindu, later on Congress, but at that time in 1857, when Hindu defeated Muslims, that both of them, means to say both nations, Muslims and Hindus, started mutiny against British in 1857. War of Independence started, but later on, when British prevailed over them, British defeated them, Hindu welcomed them and got met at them. So, and Muslims were made target of the atrocity of the British, and in this way the Muslims' voice was crushed, and a new scenario came into existence, and that was two-nation theory. And two-nation theory firstly got emerged, and firstly this word was spoken by Sir Syed Ahmad Khan in 1867, when a conflict arose over Urdu Hindi. And at that occasion, Sir Syed called that Muslims as a separate nation. They had separate civilization, cultures, identity, religion, and life practices. So this was the background scenario of two-nation theory. And when the time was passing after 1857, the scenario got getting more attention. The narrowed eye of British as well as Hindus, and the injustice which Muslims had to bear, this injustice led Muslim toward a separate country, and that is Alhamdulillah Pakistan. So in the next video I'm going to talk about that what is the importance of ideology in video number 2. This was video number 1, lecture number 1, and in lecture number 2 in lecture number 1 and video number 2 we will be talking about what is the importance of in ideology.